Before you start the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to never miss another video. Thank you. What is up, guys? Today I'll be talking about the first part of Titanic breakup theories. This is now the first ever theory made by a survivor of the Titanic called Jack Thayer. And here it is. This is the first theory. And anyways, I'll be taking you through this theory. So the theory goes like this. The Titanic hits the iceberg at around yes, the Titanic actually hits the iceberg at around 11:40 p.m. That's how it says. At 12:05 p.m. or 12:05 a.m., the bow is already going under. By about 1:40 a.m., it seems like the superstructure is already gone under. At 1:50 a.m., the ship breaks in a V formation, like this. The bow actually gets out of the water, while the stern is much higher up. And then at 2 a.m., the stern turns over and then goes under. And that's all. Well, Jack Thayers' theory is the first ever theory. He actually claimed on the Carpathia, he actually claimed to see the ship break in two. And then one of the survivors actually draw the sketches of the entire Titanic sinking, which is cool, I guess. So that's the first ever theory. Now, from 1912 to 1985, people thought that there were no funnels collapsing and no breakup until Robert Ballard discovered the wreck in 1985. Here is Robert Ballard's theory of the entire Titanic sinking from 1985. The Titanic is going under. You could actually see the Titanic going on a far more trim. It's going under quickly, very quickly. And then the first funnel collapses. Forward, straight forward. Then the Titanic stern would go up to a low angle. And then the stern goes much more higher and higher, until it gets to a point where it goes 55 degrees, which is very high. The second funnel, however, goes under without any collapsing. Now the Titanic is like in a 1995 James Cameron theory, where it goes into a 45-degree angle, as you can see. The third funnel is half underwater. Now it is a 55-degree angle, which is so high. Then the lights cut out, and in a moment, it will break. Wait. Okay? And then both the funnels collapse backwards, and a lot of the pieces of the ship between the bow and the stern break off. The backward funnel still stays on the ship until it tumbles back. Until the stern goes vertical and begins to sink. And there it goes. The Titanic stern turns around and begins its final plunge. In 1987, a documentary have said that about the Titanic breakup theory. It struck the iceberg violently that it also bounced off. Now it begins to sink. And also something weird happens. The forward mast collapses, soon the first funnel, and then like that the second funnel collapses. Then the entire ship breaks in two just in front of the third funnel. The as you can see, the forefunnel gets launched into the air. Also, we can also see the backward mast collapsing, and also the third funnel collapses, which is crazy to see something like this. The entire thing would roll over, the stern will roll over and then sink, and then they will go to the bottom like leaves. They will. That's pretty crazy to see, like the Titanic's parts go down like leaves. Now we get for the James Cameron's theory in 1995 and 1997. This is the most iconic one. As you can see, the ship already hit the iceberg, and 5 compartments were already flooded. Psych, it is 6. Well, the entire ship begins to sink rapidly and much more faster. Then the bow goes under, and then the first funnel collapses. And soon the second funnel also. Then this goes to a point where the Titanic's stern goes about 45 degrees, and then the ship breaks in half. All the funnels collapse, and then the keel breaks, and then the stern goes perfectly vertical. The bow goes under, and there it goes. The stern is gone. Meanwhile, underwater, we can actually see that the forward mast hits the bridge, and the bridge breaks apart. Until there was more damage, and then the ship's bow hits the bottom violently. That the bow breaks enough. However, the stern meets a much larger fate. It breaks apart, and yes, a lot of parts. The aft grand staircase between the third and fourth funnel is eviscerated until there was nothing left. Now the stern of the ship lays as a wreckage, unrecognizable. The 1996 miniseries, the 1996 miniseries theory. Well, nobody knows about this 1996 miniseries. The Titanic already hits the iceberg, of course, and it begins to sink, like usual. Anyways, let's wind up where the Titanic begins its final plunge. Where the first funnel would actually collapse. Will still collapse, like always. As you can see, the short inconsistence would break. The first funnel collapses, and then the second funnel as well. This time, the break happens right between the third and fourth funnel, which is what a kid would depict, what a child would depict if the Titanic would break in half. Well, the entire ship would break into 2. We can actually see sparks, and there it goes. The split is right in front of the fourth funnel. The stern would not go vertical yet, and then we can see other parts from the ship break. The ship's stern would go vertical and sink like usual, of course. And that's the rest of history. See you guys next time. Good. Make sure to like and subscribe, and comment on my video what should I do next. So, anyways guys, this is a part 1, and I'll do a part 2. So, goodbye. See you guys in the next video. Oh, come on. Okay.